Okay, so Happy New Year to you guys, and I hope that you've all had a wonderful break. And I think for most of you, we basically wish that the break would last longer, but unfortunately, we're now back onto the business ends of things. So just before I jump into the content and material itself, the first reminder is that the short answer questions will be due basically next week. So please be aware of those deadlines. And more importantly, make sure that you have everything sort of ready to go and everything in the appropriate format. So that's the first thing I'd like to say. So with that in mind, it might now be a really good time to sort of then revise the material that you've learned over the break and sort of then apply it and then think about the questions themselves. Okay. So let's now move on to the next part. So the next part is now the general questions which I've been receiving. And really, this is going to be quite a packed video lecture because it seems that there is quite a few fundamental things that you guys are sort of not quite crystal clear about. So you could kind of organize this sort of lecture into a number of parts. The first part will be talking about how you sort of construct the supply and the demand curve. Then we'll be talking a little bit more about the equilibrium and how you sort of arrive at the equilibrium. Following that, we'll talk about producer-consumer surplus. And finally, we will talk a little bit more about government intervention. That is the idea of price ceilings, price floors, tax and subsidies. And also, we'll also talk a little bit about some of the tricky questions which I kind of asked on the Blackboard Collaborate format. Forum, I should say. So that's really that's kind of the overview of what we're going to go through today. It is quite a lot, but it seems that with these fundamental things, you guys are having a little bit of a struggle with them. So I thought it'd be a good time to sort of go through them.